On 23rd, Pastor Aksu Park and Grotch's choir were invited to a joint worship service at Good News Jeonju Church. A performance by Grotch's choir decorated the service, with 500 people in attendance, including believers from Jeonbuk region. The Grotch's choir presented a choral performance highlighting the candlestick harmony of the ensemble, including the performances performed in the recital, and the audience responded with enthusiastic requests for an encore and a standing ovation. Pastor Aksu Park preached about Jesus forgiving the sins of all mankind from John chapter 5. The believers from Jeonbuk expressed their feelings that they had a happy time with music and the word. The 2020 for Grotch's recital concluded its schedule with second week of performances this week. On 24th, baritone Kyung Soo's recital was held at South Chuncheon Provincial Office Cultural Center, tenor Hyun Soo's recital at Enyang's Pyeonchang Art Hall, and on 27th, oboist Go-See's recital at Bukian Citizens Center. In presence of fans and local citizens who have always supported Grotch's choir, performers received great love for their song selections that highlighted their individual characteristics and skills. Pastor Aksu Park, founder of Grotch's choir, delivered a message to the audience about the choir and the love of Jesus which guides them. The Grotch's choir successfully completed the 2020 for Grotch's recite and plans to return to Svavadna to perform nationwide in July. The Korean Culture Day event was held on 22nd at IYF, Johannesburg in South Africa. This day's event was for IYF Academy students and included cultural classes such as trying on hanbok, learning to use chopsticks, and experiencing traditional games. During the Mind lecture, there was a Bible lecture on topic of how to overcome difficulties. Lastly, there was an IYF Academy certificate presentation ceremony for the first half of the year. The IYF Johannesburg branch said it was a time to hope for change in South Africa through mind education. Good News Rwanda Kigali Church hosted a CLF Pastors Workshop for Youth Self-Interest on 22nd. About 50 pastors and Christian leaders attended, discussing and exchanging ideas on various ways to attract youth into the church. Missionary Go Bongjin, head of Rwanda CLF, said we must look at juvenile delinquents with the heart of Jesus rather than with negative thoughts, and we must lead the youth with hope. Rwanda CLF said it will continue to make efforts to have a positive impact on more people and develop the community and church. Good News Kenya Nairobi Church invited Pastor Hongriol and Pastor Tesiok Kim from 22nd to 24th to prepare for a commemorative event to be held in October to mark the 30th anniversary of Gospel Missions. In preparation for the event, they met with Bishop William, senior pastor of Nakuru African Independent Pentecostal Church, to discuss cooperation, and worshipped with believers at Sosik Nairobi and Nakuru churches. They held a meeting of executives at Nairobi Church, including elders and deacons and personnel from each department. The Nairobi Church said it is looking forward to the 30th anniversary event of missions in Kenya and a more powerful spread of the gospel work throughout the state. Last week, Bible seminars were held at Good News Incheon Philippine Church and Good News Siachen Church. From 22nd to 23rd, the Incheon Philippine Church held it with Pastor Seo Min Woo of Gangnam Church as a lecturer, and the believers attended with those who had evangelized through small meetings that had been ongoing. Pastor Seo Min Woo preached the gospel that we have become righteous and perfect by the grace of God. Siachen Church held a Bible seminar with Pastor Park Dongguan of Yongkian Church, and he shared the gospel and testified about how his life changed after being saved in God's plan. Through Bible seminars held at each church, believers shared the same spirit of evangelism and were bearing the fruit of salvation. CLF Uganda had a successful June 2024 edition of its monthly CLF Summit. It was held at its newly acquired hall in the heart of Kampala City, where many pastors and Christian leaders that attended expressed a thankful heart towards God with hope that greater works of gospel will arise in the city through CLF. The program had sessions of empowerment talks with this month's guest speakers, Apostle Stephen Sematiko of Nangabo Prayer Center and Bishop Nathan Kibwika of Bethel Tabernacle Church to sharpen and strengthen pastors in their day-to-day ministry activities. The CLF Uganda chairman Reverend James Kim talked about biblical repentance to the Christian leaders, a doctrine that has for a long time been misunderstood in Christianity. However, pastors were left well convinced after the lecture. This month's summit also witnessed awarding of diploma to Bishop Petero Rawaniera of Mutakula after completing a 3-year theological course at the Mahanaim Bible College. CLF. Monthly summits resumes again on July 26.